Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Ocean Stewart Library. Thanks for stopping by. So when I introduced this video series, I said that I would be reviewing books about the ocean and perhaps scuba diving. Well, today I'm going to go into a little fiction that takes us to Grand Cayman, scuba diving, and a mystery. The book is Wreck of the Raptor by Nicholas Harvey. Now, this is the third book in the A.J. Bailey Adventure series, and it was published in 2019. And I'll explain more about that in a moment. But first, let's get to know the author. Here's what it says from about the author at the end of the book. Raised in England, working in America, and heading for Grand Cayman, that encapsulates Nicholas Harvey's career, which has been dominated by motorsports from an early age as a driver, then racer, to a top senior manager at the top level of motor racing in the United States. It then goes on to say Nick and his wife Cheryl can be found touring the world in search of adventure on motorcycles, mountains, and dive boats. Now, there are currently 18 books in the series, with the last one coming out just before Christmas in 2025. So if you are into adventure series, there's a lot of them to read. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about Annabelle Jayne Bailey, or AJ, the owner of Mermaid Divers on Grand Cayman. You can get all of that in the first book, 12 Mile Bank. It gives us all the background on the characters, especially AJ, Reg and Pearl Moore, who run Pearl Divers and watch over AJ. And then there's her first mate, Thomas Bodden. AJ, Reg, and Pearl are originally from England, while Thomas is a local Caymanian. Like any series, you need to meet all the cast and get to know them. This is only book 3, so their characters are continuing to evolve, and I'm sure we will continue to get more background and surprises with each book. Now, if you are into scuba diving, there's a lot of diving in the book, and you can tell by the way Nicholas Harvey writes about it that he has spent a lot of time on dive boats. He really captures the feel of the dive boat, the customers on board, and the crew, how AJ and Thomas interact with the divers, and then all of the logistics involved in running a dive boat, like getting tanks filled and picking up customers. And then there are his descriptions of the dive sites and the marine life that AJ and her customers find. But let's get back to the story. It starts in July 1974 when Whitey Snow is diving on the wreck of the Raptor. Let's just say things go quite wrong. But we'll have to find out about the whole story. We are then quickly taken to November 2019 in the next chapter. And that's where we're at AJ's 30th birthday party. In the next chapter, we're taken back to 1974, but this time it's in March, and Whitey is in Peru. You see, he works for the drug cartel and is visiting his boss and making plans for moving money to Grand Cayman. So that is the backdrop. And now the book alternates each chapter between 1974 and 2019 as the story evolves. We learn about Whitey's background, his friend and contact on Grand Cayman, Ainsley, and then there is Isabella, who he meets on the island. So how does AJ get involved in all this Wreck of the Raptor mystery? Well, that all starts when Helen Delacroix shows up for some diving with Mermaid Divers. Helen and AJ quickly become friends, and Helen convinces AJ to dive the Raptor, even though it's in a precarious place on the Grand Cayman Wall. The government prohibits diving on the wreck, but as we know, AJ doesn't always follow the rules. Just why does Helen want to dive on the Raptor? Well, if you're into mysteries and thrillers, you can probably guess it's more than just for the thrill of it all. She knows about what Whitey did way back in 1974. How? You'll have to read to find out about that. What is fun about these books is that the characters evolve over the series, and even the new ones who are introduced have some sort of ties, like the ties we find between Whitey and AJ's grandfather, Arthur Bailey, who we met in the first book. Weaving the characters together makes for some fun. The book is fast paced, and I like the short, alternating chapters as the story evolved. You can say this one was a real page turner for me, and a lot of fun. You don't have to be into scuba diving to enjoy this one, but if you are into diving, you'll definitely need to put the A.J. Bailey series on your reading list. Well, that's it for Wreck of the Raptor by Nicholas Harvey. Next up in this series is Ghost Mountain, and we'll get to that one down the road here in the Ocean Stewart Library. Once again, thanks for joining me. Please give us a like and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each visit. Take care.